Hey guys, welcome back. It's your good buddy Radar here with another episode of Tennis Ace. Yes. Last episode, Edison decided to pay a visit to June, and he got to meet his family. We kind of left it right in the middle, so we're going to continue on because it's another long episode. So we're going to continue on with where we left off. Here we go. Once we got working, June remains seated in his desk, diligently working. He only stops a few times to ask me questions, and then gets right back to it once he understands the subject matter. Even if he hates studying, his focus is really scary once he gets going. I definitely expected to be a little more involved in this process. Right now, I'm just sitting next to him, idly twiddling my thumbs and waiting for him to call me again. Ran into a problem? Huh? Oh, not really. I was just thinking over this question. The test is pretty long, so it's confusing me a little. Yeah. Some of them are designed with that in mind. They throw a bunch of pointless information at you to see if you can separate them from the important stuff. That's super annoying. Right, once again. I can't believe I'm going to say this, but I kind of wish his laziness would win out just so I could do something more interesting than staring at the ceiling. I guess I might be an enabler. Watching him just sitting quietly and studying is also a pleasant feeling, somehow. It just feels so different from the usual June, bouncing around all over the place and running his mouth whenever possible. Kind of like watching a rowdy little puppy dog sleeping. Great, now my mind has further demoted him from child to lapdog, or cat. Man, he'd be super mad if he could peer into my thoughts right now. Still, he's a much better student than I gave him credit for. I'm sure he could get very far if he applied himself a little more. Hey, Edison, son? Yeah, what is it? I got finished with my history homework and decided to get started on the math, but I'm not good with calculus, so this might be a stupid question, but what's a sine and cosine? That's not even calculus, that's trigonometry. Oh, really? Then what about a hypotenuse? I take back what I said before. This is going to be more work than I thought. Oh, God! Why did school have to invent homework? Yes, how dare they want to make sure their students are learning? Don't patronize me! I have no idea what you're talking about. Of course you don't. Hey, June, your mom tells me Edison-kun is visiting. It's true, you really are here. Oh, no. Hello, sir. I'm sorry for the intrusion. He immediately walks up to me and shakes my hand enthusiastically. I'm so glad to have gotten to see you in the flesh again. You're so much more imposing than I remembered. I still can't believe my son is really friends with you. I'm happy to be your son's friend, sir. Dad, please stop. You're creeping Edison-san out. Oh, I'm so sorry. I really didn't mean to offend. No, you're fine, sir. This is your house, after all. Which, by the way, I've already asked you tons of times to knock before you come in, Dad. Why? It's not like you got something to hide. That's not the point. It's the expectation of privacy. What if I were getting changed? What if I had just gotten out of the shower? But I knew you had a friend over, so of course that wouldn't be true. Yeah, sure, this time. But this is hardly the first time this happens, and you have walked in on me when I was changing before. The older tiger shrugs, staring at his son with a dumb smile on his face. The smile that I know well, because it's exactly like the one his son wears. So what? It's not like you're packing anything I've never seen before. Besides, you've seen me naked many times before. Wait, seriously? Unfortunately, yes. But only because he has a tendency of walking around the house with no clothes, or leaving the bathroom door unlocked, or not closing his bedroom door when he changes. It's not like I have anything to hide. That's not the point. The point is that I don't want to see you naked. Damn it! Jeez, you're so fussy. I wonder what side of the family you got that from. Certainly wasn't mine. June's now doing breathing exercises while his father laughs at his own jokes. Yeah, I can definitely see how this sort of behavior could get on someone's nerves. Oh, right. It's already late, Edison-kun. Would you like to have dinner with us? Oh, I really shouldn't. Like you said, it's pretty late, and I don't want to intrude. Don't be silly. It's no problem. We'd be delighted to have you with us. But, Edison-san, I know it sucks for me to ask, but I still haven't finished my homework either. Could you stay until I'm done? Math is my worst subject, and I left it for last. I don't think I'll be able to do it without your help. Right, that's true. We're not done yet. See, that's the perfect opportunity. You can have dinner with us and then continue working on it with June. By the way, are you two doing homework together, or are you just helping June? I'm helping him deal with the surplus of homework he let pile up. I thought you told me you were dealing with it as you were getting it. I thought you told me you were dealing with it as soon as you were getting it. Well, you see, the tiger shakes his head. Don't be lazy, June. At least do your homework diligently. Yes, Dad. Well, now that this was dealt with, your mother says dinner will be ready in about 10 minutes. Please join us, Edison-kun. Yeah, I think I'll take you up on that offer after all. I can't quite leave June with his homework unfinished. I have a feeling that the instant I walked out the door, he just put it aside and forget it existed. Considering what I've seen from him so far, I really can't allow him to pass up any opportunities to improve on his studies. No one needs a 20-year-old high school student, after all. By the way, Kobayashi-san? Oh, please, feel free to call me Atsushi. There's no real point calling anyone by their last name here, Edison-san. We're all Kobayashi, after all. I guess that's true. He never called Aki by his last name either, so I suppose I should try to treat his family with the same courtesy. Atsushi-san, you're a police officer, aren't you? Oh, June's told you about my job? No, actually that was just a guess of mine. Although I did have to get it confirmed after I first asked. I guess? How were you able to guess? No, wait, don't tell me. It's because of my cough aura, right? I just scream at law enforcement, don't I? That has to be it. Oh, Dad. He really seems to be enthusiastic about his job, at least. Actually, it's because of your police cap. I think you were using it when I saw you last. Oh, shoot. I always forget to take it off. Ugh. I've already gotten chewed out by my superiors over this so many times before, too. He puts on a squeaky, high-pitched tone of voice like a child mocking something someone else has said. This certainly isn't the most flattering display. Kobayashi, well, you're not supposed to go out in public wearing your cap if you don't have your uniform. You're not on the clock, is what they'd say. I have to agree with them. More importantly, how does he even manage to forget he has a cap on his head? Does he never change shirts? They can't all be button-up shirts, can they? Airheaded, jokey, somewhat childish. I really see who June takes after. Yui-san was right on the mark when she said the two are more alike than June realizes. Mother always knows best. Anyway, I'm going to go kiss the cook before dinner is ready. See you kids in a few minutes. Atsushi-san winks at us and leaves the room with an exaggerating waving gesture. You see what I mean? No common sense. Is that so? You're really not one to talk at all, June. Still, seeing your dad like that, it kind of makes me happy. Huh? Why? You guys just seem so close. I can't help but smile when I think about it. What? What's so special about that? We're a regular family. This kind of thing is normal, isn't it? Well, at least one would hope so. But it's not always the case. You and Saya are pretty much the only ones who have perfectly normal, ordinary families like that. We are? Yeah, they might not talk much about it, but both Keisuke and Shoichi have serious problems with their families. Shuichi's parents are divorced, and because of it, he barely sees his mom and sister. And Keisuke hasn't seen his mother in years, not to mention the fact that he doesn't even speak to his father or grandmother. I hadn't really considered that. My family has always been like this, so I never bothered to think about how things would be if they weren't. That's called taking things for granted. But what about you, Edison-san? You said Misaguchi-san and I are the only ones with normal families. But as far as I know, you also have a loving family. Loving doesn't mean normal. I don't have a father anymore, remember? Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't even think... Relax. This sort of thing doesn't bother me. I already told you that before. But that's kind of my point. You think families like yours would be the norm, but that's not really always the case. It just makes me happy to see such a tight-knit, loving family like that. You're really lucky. Edison-san. I guess you're right. There we go. He's been so stressed and looking so serious all day. The glimpses I got of his smile weren't nearly as frequent as I'm accustomed to. Someone like you really should be smiling more often. That smile really suits you, June. Anyway, how about we take a break from all this homework and go eat? Okay. We walk out into the living room just as Yui-san is setting up the dinner table. Atsushi-san is sitting in front of the TV watching some news report. Unbelievable. They're going to up the public transport fare again. You already knew this was bound to happen sooner or later. Yeah, but still, it's the second increase in 3 years. I, for one, think it was a miracle that the fare has kept steady for that long. The entire world's economy is going through a crisis, after all. Atsushi-san grumbles unhappily at his wife's words. Oh, hey, you changed your shirt, Dad? Yeah, your mother made me get changed. Of course I did. Did you see how filthy his other shirt was? That is unacceptable when we have guests over. Why only when you have guests over? Mom actually complains about it all the time, but he just responds that he doesn't have to look good for anyone at his own home. She's just using you as an excuse to have him get changed. Oh. She's much more sly than I thought she'd be. I guess you had to be if you want to bring order to a household that has both Jun and his dad in it. By the way, Dad, how was work today? Did you make any arrests? Upon hearing his son question, Atsushi-san makes a long, exaggerated sigh, shaking his head with much gusto. Unfortunately not. People seem to be sticking with the law much more frequently these days. Why do you say that as if it were a bad thing? As a cop, shouldn't that make you happy? Oh, don't worry. I'm sure someone's bound to do something bad at some point, and then you can bust them. Yes, and that's what I keep telling myself every day. Fingers crossed for some big robbery. Maybe a murder if I get lucky. What the hell is wrong with this family? I will not have such morbid conversation at the dinner table, you two. But no one's sitting at the table yet. I don't care. You two just stop talking about murders. In fact, stop wishing for any crime to happen entirely. Thank you. At least there's a voice of reason in this household. How she manages to put up with the two of them is beyond my understanding. Yui-san just might have the patience of a saint. Either way, the food is at the table. Why don't we all eat now? Okay. Pardon the intrusion. Oh, it's no intrusion at all. It's our pleasure to have you over, Edison. Everything on the table looks delicious. I really can't wait to dig in. I just hope I don't look too eager. Oh, Yui, you made yakiniku? Yakiniku? What's the occasion? There's no occasion. I just wanted to cook something extra tasty since we have a visitor. I even used the best meat we had. Oh, I was already feeling impatient since you wouldn't use it. Of course. Good meat is supposed to be saved for guests or special occasions. Is that so? I'm not sure if I should feel guilty for getting them to waste their good food on me or not. Dad is grateful that you're having dinner with us because that means he gets to eat good meat. Oh, I see. At least I don't have to worry about that anymore. We all take our seats at the table. Here's your plate, Edison-san. Eat as much as you like. Thanks. Hey, Edison-kun, you don't mind if I ask you a few questions, do you? Oh, is this an interrogation officer? Of course not. I wouldn't trust Dad's word on that. If you say yes to this, he's gonna have you answering questions all night. Hey, that's not true. I'm a little scared now. I'm not that bad. That's a little hard to believe. Ugh. Shun, don't tease your father. Me teasing? I would never. You've become a lot more snarky lately. What's been happening to you? I have no idea what you're talking about. I do. It's called bad influences. Anyway, sure. You can ask me anything, Atsushi-san. Oh, yay! Yay? I never thought I'd see the day where I'd see a grown man pumping his fists in the air and shouting out, yay! Okay, so, there are a lot of things I'm curious about. Here we go. But, I'm going to keep myself under control and only ask you a couple of questions. Sure you are. Come on, June, at least have some faith in your good old father here. Give me a reason to, and I will. Ugh. It's like two old ladies having an argument. This is surreal. Alright, I'll just ask one question. Is that better for you? I really doubt you will. So do I. Yui, you're supposed to be on my side here. Says who? Says the marriage certificate we have framed in our bedroom. As far as I know, all that says is that we're legally married. I don't remember reading any passages saying that you must side with your spouse at all times. You two are really mean sometimes, you know. And now Atsushi-san is hanging his head down, shoulders sagging, pouting, and dejected. Quite a pitiful sight for a man his age. Oh, hush, honey. You know we're just joking. I guess. Anyway, back to you, Edison-kun. Boy, he sure bounced back pretty fast. One thing that I've always been curious about, what made you take up tennis in the first place? You played with so much passion on the courts, I always wondered what made you choose the sport. Huh. I've been interviewed a few times, but no one has ever bothered to ask me that question. I know, I read all of your interviews and never saw a question anywhere. That's why I wanted to ask. I can't tell whether I should be disturbed by this statement or not. My own father taught me to play tennis as a child, and I ended up sticking with it. Didn't really notice at first how good of a fit of it was for me. Honestly, nowadays I can't even begin to imagine my life without it. Oh, that's such a prim and proper answer. Your father really raised you well. I would really like to meet the man that raised one of my favorite tennis players. Oh. Jun chokes on his food, coughing and hacking to try and steady his breathing again. I give him a few taps on the back to help him out. Dad. What? What's with that reaction? Are you alright? I'm fine, but you really shouldn't ask that. Huh? Why not? I already told you not to worry about it, June. I'm used to it. I get asked about my dad all the time by teachers, coaches, and the likes. My father is deceased, Atsushi-san. He died in an accident 12 years ago. It was a hit and run. Both of Jun's parents immediately freeze at my words. Yui-san shoots a glare at her husband before reaching out to put a hand on top of my own. Atsushi-san struggles to come up with words, uselessly muttering incoherently to himself. I'm really sorry to have brought something like that up, Edison-kun. It was tactless. No, really, you guys don't have to worry about it. It's something that happened a long time ago. It's not a big deal anymore. I really wish people would stop trying to be so considerate over it. It's a lot harder to try and act like nothing happened when everyone is so concerned about my feelings all the time. I hate being put on the spot like this. You don't have to feel upset or anything by this. There's no way anyone could know without being told so, really. It's not your fault. I'm really sorry. Again, it was nothing. Please, stop apologizing. It just makes it all that much harder to pretend it never happened. So, Atsushi-san, you're a police officer, right? What's that like? I try to get them to change the subject of the conversation, both for my own sake as well as theirs. From behind the table, I feel something soft rubbing against my back. Jun flashes me a smile. Is he trying to comfort me? In that case, the thing rubbing against my back is probably his tail, right? I make sure to smile back at him. Bless his heart. He's trying to make me feel better, even though I'm insisting that everything is fine. Well, it's a lot less glamorous than it sounds. I just go on patrols quite often. Sometimes alone, sometimes with a partner. I mostly just patrol around the downtown area. So it's really just a lot of walking, some driving, and mostly just general boredom. Oh, I'm sorry to hear. Don't let Dad fool you. He loves his job anyway. Oh? I never said that I didn't love it. I just said it wasn't as exciting as some people would think. To be honest, not many things are as exciting as others think. That's true, too. I don't know. I would take being a police officer over what I do any day. What is it that you do, Yui-san? Well, right now I'm working 2 jobs. On weekdays, I'm a saleswoman at this precious little boutique downtown. On weekends, I help with stocking at a perfume store. Stocking? Again, don't be fooled. Mom works with the stocking department. By doing count and general logistics, she doesn't carry anything. Oh. This family loves giving people the wrong idea, don't they? Look at the look on your face is priceless, though. For just a second you were thinking, just how strong is this woman, weren't you? I take it back. Every last person in this house is nuts. The happy-go-lucky levels are off the charts here. It takes me almost 2 hours to finally get Jun all the way through his homework. I swear I've never seen someone as bad at math as this guy. Still, after that trial is over, he comes outside to see me off. Are you sure you don't want me to walk you home? Nah, I'm fine. My house isn't that far away. Plus, I don't trust you walking around the streets at night. If you're capable of getting lost in broad daylight, I'm not going to take my chances. Thank you for having me over for dinner. It was really fun, even if we didn't plan for it. Agreed. We should do that more often. And thanks for dropping by to visit me. I really appreciate having company today. I really hated being cooped up in the house with no one to really talk to. That's kind of your own fault. You're the one who told us not to visit. I guess that's true. Kind of dug my own grave there. Well, just try not to get put under house arrest again, and this won't be a problem. I kind of want to object to you calling it a house arrest, but it's kind of fitting in a way. Isn't it? Jun's tail lazily waves from one side to the other. The calm, refreshing breeze ruffles through our fur. At this moment, I feel oddly satisfied for some reason. Spending this day with Jun was much more rewarding than I thought it'd be. I don't remember enjoying myself like this in years. Man, I guess I've really come to appreciate his company too, huh? I didn't realize how much I'd missed him in the past few days. I guess I'll see you at school tomorrow then. Yeah, why don't you drop by the music room after class? It's been a while since I played for you. Of course. I can't wait to hear your piano again. Just don't go tripping on any shoelaces, okay? Yeah. I'll make sure to double check before I try to get up and walk. Have a good night, Jun. See you tomorrow. Good night. I begin my short walk home. As I turn around to look at his house one last time before turning at the intersection, I see the little tiger still hanging around at the front. He waves at me once he realizes I can see him, bringing another smile to my face. Aww! Jun is so sweet! Alright, so we're going to save it here, guys. That was quite the episode. His father really is something, isn't he? Anyway, guys, if you liked what you saw, have any comments, suggestions, what have you, you know what to do. So until next time, this has been Radar. Y'all be good, stay safe, and I will be seeing you. Bye, guys.